Verse for opening a sutra. The unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of aeons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. The wonderful Dharma, Lotus Flower Sutra, Medicinal Herbs, Chapter 5. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate this meaning, spoke verses saying, Destroyer of existence, the Dharma King, manifests within the world, according to living beings' desires. He teaches the Dharma in various ways. The thus come one, out of veneration for this wisdom, deep and far-reaching, has long remained silent on this important matter, being in no hurry to set it forth. Those with wisdom, if they heard it, would be able to believe and understand it, but those lacking wisdom would doubt it, and thereby lose it for a long time. For this reason, Kashyapa, it is spoken in accord with their powers, employing various conditions to lead them to the right view. Kashyapa, you should know, it is like a great cloud rising above the world and covering all, a wisdom cloud filled with moisture, illuminated with lightning flashes, and vibrating with thunderous roars. It brings delight to all, obscuring the light of the sun, refreshing the earth. The cloud glows and expands, as if one could reach out and touch it. It rains equally everywhere, falling a light in the four directions, pouring without measure, saturating all the lands. In the mountains, streams, and steep valleys, in deep recesses there grow grasses, trees, and herbs, and trees both great and small, the grains, shoots, and plants, the sugar cane, and the grapevine are all nourished by the rain, and none fail to be enriched. The parched ground is soaked, the herbs and trees together flourish, issuing from that cloud water of a single flavor, moistens grasses, trees, and forests, each according to its measure. All of the trees, great, medium, and small, according to their size, can grow and develop. When reached by that single rain, the roots, stalks, branches, and leaves, flowers, and fruits, with luster and color, are all fresh and shining. According to their substance and marks and natures, either great or small, they alike receive moisture, and each one flourishes. The Buddha, in the same way, manifests within the world, just like a great cloud, covering over everything. Having come into the world for the sake of living beings, he discriminates and expounds the reality of all dharmas. The great sage, the world-honored one, in the midst of the multitudes of gods and humans, proclaimed these words, saying, I am the thus come one, the doubly complete, honored one. I appear within the world like a great cloud, moistening all the dried-out living beings, so they all live suffering and gain peace and bliss, worldly joy, and the joy of nirvana. All gods and humans assembled here, listen single-mindedly and well. You should all come here to behold the unsurpassed honored one. I am the world-honored one, the one beyond compare. To bring peace and ease to living beings, I manifest within the world, and for the sake of the assembly speak the sweet dew of pure Dharma, the Dharma of a single flavor, that of liberation and nirvana. Using a single wondrous sound, I proclaim this principle, constantly creating the causes and conditions for the great vehicle. I contemplate all, everywhere as equal, without this or that, and without thoughts of love or hate. I have no greed or attachment, and no limitations or obstacles. Constantly for everyone, I speak the Dharma equally. Speaking for a single person as I would for the multitudes, I constantly expound and proclaim the Dharma and have no other work. Coming, going, sitting, and standing, I never grow weary, filling the entire world like the moisture of the universal rain. For the noble, the lowly, the superior and inferior, those who keep precepts and those who break them, those with perfect, awesome manner and those not perfect, those with right views and those with deviant views, the sharp-rooted, the dull-rooted, I send down equally the Dharma rain and never grow weary. All living beings who hear my Dharma receive it according to their power and dwell on various levels. They may dwell among humans or gods, or wheel-turning sage kings, chakra or Brahma kings. These are the small herbs. Those who know the non-outflow Dharma, those who can attain nirvana, giving rise to 6 spiritual penetrations and attaining the 3 clarities, dwelling alone in mountain groves, ever practicing chant samadhi, attaining certification to conditioned enlightenment. They are the middle-sized herbs. Those who seek the place of the world-honored one, saying, "We will become Buddhas," vigorously practicing concentration. These are the superior herbs. Further, those disciples of the Buddha who turn their minds to the Buddha way, always practicing compassion, knowing they will become Buddhas for sure without doubt. These are called the small trees. Those who dwell in spiritual penetrations, turning the irreversible wheel, saving limitless hundreds of thousands of millions of living beings, such bodhisattvas as these are called great trees. The Buddha speaks equally, like the rain of a single flavor, according to living beings' nature. They receive it differently, just as those herbs and trees, each receives a different measure. The Buddha uses this analogy to instruct expediently. With various phrases, he expounds and proclaims a single Dharma, which in the Buddha's wisdom is like a drop within the sea. I send down the rain of Dharma, filling all the world. The Dharma of one taste is cultivated according to their power, just like those forest groves, all the herbs and trees, according to their size, grow and flourish well. The Dharma of all the Buddhas is always of a single taste. It causes all the world to attain perfection. Through its gradual cultivation, all attain the fruits of the way. The hearers, those enlightened to conditions, dwelling in mountain groves, living in their final bodies, hearing the Dharma, gain the fruit. They are called the herbs, and each one does grow. If they are bodhisattvas, whose wisdom is firm and solid, who thoroughly comprehend the triple world and seek the supreme vehicle, they are called small trees, and each one does grow. Further, those who dwell in chant, attaining spiritual powers, who hear the Dharma of emptiness and rejoice within their hearts, emitting countless lights, crossing over all beings, they are called the large trees, and each one does grow. In this way, Kashyapa, the true Dharma spoken by the Buddha, is like that great cloud. With rain of a single flavor, it moistens all the people and flowers, so each one bears fruit. Kashyapa, you should know that by using causes and conditions and various analogies, I demonstrate and reveal the Buddha path. These are my expedients, and other Buddhas are also thus. Now for your sake, I speak of this true matter. All of you hearers, none of you have reached extinction. What you now are walking, that is the Bodhisattva path, gradually gradually cultivate and study, and you will all accomplish Buddhahood.